So let's get into this stack of probably my favorite denomination of US banknote to search. Twos aren't used as prevalently as any other denomination, and I just love twos in general. So I really enjoy searching through them, looking for fancy serial numbers and errors and stuff like that. Twos have not been graphically updated or changed in decades, so there's not much to talk about there. Similar to $1 banknotes, we're looking for similarity or similar things between the two. So regardless of series date, there's pretty much the same things you're looking for on every bill. Of course, ones with writing like this one are going to detract from any collectible value if it was collectible or had value over face value. I like to look at the serial numbers for misaligned serial numbers, misprinted serial numbers, and then of course like fancy serial numbers. There's a lot of cool history to the painting used for the back of the note, which is John Trumbull's painting of the signing of the Declaration of Independence in 1776. So there's good history behind it, why they chose that for the $2 note, and then some other fun things about it. So check out my video that talks about the history of $2 notes. So far, I haven't really found anything crazy yet in the serial numbers. Series 2013. This one's less beat up than the others. I like to keep an eye out for these white spaces that are around the depiction of the painting, kind of where it fades out. Sometimes there's misprints of the green ink used for the other portions of the note, so if they're heavy, you might have yourself an error note. This one's been wet, although it doesn't look like it in the camera, I can tell from feel. Series 2013, so again, nothing crazy is going to be a difference between like this note and one that's a different series date. 2013 series in general, across pretty much all denominations, minus the tens, have an overink on this third digit from the left, so that's like really common. I don't really consider that an error or anything like that. Nothing going on there. If you want to reach, it's a double date note, 1634, 1068, but neither of those resided in American history, so I don't really count that. 2017 A series. 2017 will be the newest series you'll see as you go through any $2 bills from circulation. A little bit of repetitious fives, but nothing crazy. 1938, 2143. Thought we had a date note at just first glance, but of course not. But maybe we'll get lucky and come across something else. It's got a little bit of a raised serial number. I like to hold on to those if they're like really out of whack. This one's really, really faint. You can see how the 7-2 is higher than the other portions of the serial number down here. Similar dealio going on, but it's small or marginal at best. What is this? I love you? Is that what that says? I don't know. You let me know what you think. There's always writing on the bills. I lure you? I lure you. I don't know what that means. But if you can make that out, you know, comment below. It looks like love, but no special characters or serial number on that note. Nice repetition of fives here. But again, unless it's really a block repeater or some other form of fancy serial number, a binary note or something, I don't really hold on to them. This is similar to that serial number. I think we have kind of a mix here, some from various portions of the series, because this is a similar serial number as that other one. It started with 417 as well. But at least there's a bit of a mix going on here, which I'm happy about. Nothing nuts. Twos are printed pretty appropriately. Although I do find star notes from time to time. I think we found a couple star notes in a previous bill search. Close to a date note. I wish we would have had something different on the end here for like 2021 or something. That would have been March 14th, 2021. Of course, a couple years previous to that would have been the start of the whole coronavirus ordeal that kind of did the whole coin shortage and all that stuff. 2003 series. You can see so far absolutely nothing graphically or different graphically between the ones we're looking at. A little bit of a shift in this seal here. That's something just to keep an eye out for. If it's sitting like way up or almost touching this Washington DC annotation on the note, then I would say you got a shifted print there. So keep an eye out for those. Nothing crazy there. What the heck is going on with this thing? Looks like marker or something, or, well, it's actually, looks almost like paint. I'm not going to touch that. Looks kind of funky. Aside from that, it's just damage to the note. Kind of a cool serial number here. Lots of zeros in it. Kind of a funky print. You can see that middle zero on the 3 in the center there is kind of lower. Again, keep an eye out for misaligned serial numbers or fancies in general. 2013, I knew it by this over ink 5. I don't know what the deal with that is. It's across 1s, 5s, and $2 bills mostly is what I see. But again, not an error. A little bit of shift in the seal down here. Nothing jumping out at me. And a little bit of wonky printing going on here where it kind of zigzags almost. 2017A. That seems to... Wow, look at that. Way off. Same serial, like right, very close to this serial number. This ends in a 28. So I'm hoping we come across, it looks like the one below it's also from that series, although not as bad. But look at that one, just really up there. So basically, when they print the serial numbers onto the bills, it's a little rotary dial with the numbers. And sometimes it becomes, or has a lack of grease or gets stuck. And it'll get jammed up. So as it's rolling so quickly to print these different serial numbers on the notes as they come out on the sheet, sometimes it'll get jammed up. So we can actually see it's on this one as well. But really, really noticeable there. I'm going to set that aside, but let's take a look at the back. Looks like the rest of it looks pretty good. This is from that same series, but not as dramatic as the other one, so I'm less inclined to hold on to this one, although we can see kind of, I guess it kind of worked itself out a little bit, or actually got worse. So started getting worse on the 33, and as it went up in number, it got just worse and worse. So here's that. Oh, there we go. So it looks like whenever it got to the 1 position on that rotary dial, it got jammed up. So it looks like the ones with the 1s on them and that 6. So the beginning and the middle of that dial must have been kind of screwed up, or, you know, it's one of the few parts that human involvement is in the old production process. So it could have been just misgreased or non-greased by a worker. We can see how shifted that is. So I'll just kind of set them aside. You can notice in that 5, but again, not as bad, kind of like that 3. Back of the note. These little marks are from the machine that they use to count the money at the bank, so don't be confused by that. Kind of jumping away from those serial numbers, really beat up 2013, all folded up. Back of the note. Hard to tell from these folds if there is anything weird print going on around those fold areas. Down to the last couple. And this one was folded up in a wallet. You can tell by the way it's worn on the ends. Good repetition of 2s there. But nothing super crazy. Really beat up on the back. Last but not least, is this a similar one? Nah. Just triple twos in this one as well. 2013 series also. Nothing really jumping out on the front or back to me. Let's look at what I'm going to hold on to. So mainly these three. I mean, we had the other serial numbers. The big ones are this one here and this one here. Well, this one and the literal ones. So, but if you look at the shifts on the end there, they're really, really noticeable. That's why I'm going to keep this one that ends in a 6 here as well. They're a little bit... I've seen ones more extreme, but these are misaligned serial numbers. I would say with the waviness that kind of starts in the middle of the serial number, they're a little bit more dramatic than ones I've held on to just for kind of fun before. But I really like stuff like this. Now, as far as a value aspect, I would say maybe to the right person, it might be worth a few bucks over face value. But to me, it's more collectible, so I'm going to hold on to it. Let me know what you think of these $2 bills, but more importantly, let me know what you've come across in your coin and bill searches lately. We'll talk in the comments, and I will see you in the next video. Have an awesome weekend, guys.